Well, the row between Turkey and Greece over migrant crossings comes amid growing tensions between the two on a string of issues. Turkey's President Erdogan has made his strongest hint yet that Turkey could take action over what it says is an illegal build-up of military hardware on Greek islands. Konstantin Papadopoulos is a professor of international relations and business at the American College of Greece and joins us now. Thank you for being with us, Professor. Briefly explain then historical tensions between Greece and Turkey, but why has this dispute reached a head now?
Good afternoon. You're right. I think we have reached a level of bellicosity which is unprecedented, even by historical terms. The Greek-Turkish dispute was originally over sovereign rights in the Aegean continental shelf. It had to do also with the extent of territorial waters, whether Greece ought to exercise its right to extend territorial waters in line with the international law of the sea. Those were the kinds of issues of, I would say, territorial nature. Now we are talking about the Turkish government questioning whether Greece owns the islands of the Eastern Aegean, and in so doing, threatening to take action to restore some kind of legality. Now, this is quite unprecedented. Like I said before, the dispute has been taken to a completely different level.
And Ankara says that it's concerned about military build-up in the region you're talking about. How seriously is Greece taking this threat of military action by Turkey?
It's taking it very seriously because Greece is faced with constant threats of action from the other side unless it does certain things that Turkey demands it does, like demilitarizing the islands. But the islands are protecting themselves from the presence of the largest landing force across the sea on the Turkish shores, the largest landing force in the Eastern Mediterranean. What would any rational, prudent country do faced with such circumstances? The right to self-defense is enshrined in the United Nations Charter, and it takes precedence over any other provision of the Charter of the United Nations. So to build up your defenses when you perceive a threat across the sea, I think it's what any normal and rational government would do. Now, this is interpreted as a threatening move by the Turkish government, and you see how these things can escalate, leading to a complete lack of communication, complete lack of understanding of what the other side is trying to do.
Let's pick up on that then. As a long-time diplomat, what hope do you think there is for a solution here when both sides seem so diametrically opposed?
Well, one can only hope that through talks and diplomacy, these bones of contention will somehow be explained to the other side and some common ground will be found. But you know what? It's difficult to find common ground in these areas when a lot of the questions in dispute are of a territorial maritime nature. And Turkey, unfortunately, has not ratified the international law of the sea. So the legal common ground is not exactly there as yet. Turkey does not accept the fact, for example, that islands, any islands, not just the Greek islands, islands do not have a right to a continental shelf. Now, you see, if we start from positions that are so far apart, we've had exploratory talks, not formal negotiations, exploratory talks for 20 years. And they seem to collide against these diverging views about, the rights of islands, the width of territorial waters, and these kinds of issues.
Thanks for your thoughts there. That's Konstantin Papadopoulos, Professor of International Relations and Business at the American College of Greece.